Aligning sourcing decisions with organizational demand and business strategy is a critical responsibility of supply chain management. Sourcing determines how an organization acquires the products, services, capabilities, and resources required to satisfy customer needs while supporting long-term strategic objectives. Effective sourcing begins with understanding demand requirements and developing a supply plan that balances cost, quality, responsiveness, and risk. Organizations must decide whether capabilities should be developed internally or obtained externally through suppliers. These decisions influence operational flexibility, customer service performance, profitability, and competitive position. Strategic sourcing, therefore, requires a comprehensive evaluation of alternatives to ensure that supply capabilities effectively support current and future business requirements. A make versus buy analysis is a structured process used to determine whether a product, service, component, or capability should be produced internally or purchased from an external supplier. This analysis compares all costs and operational implications associated with each alternative. Important evaluation factors include production costs, available capacity, specialized expertise, quality requirements, skill availability, timing considerations, and expected demand volume. Make versus buy decisions are both strategic and tactical because they affect organizational competitiveness, profitability, and resource utilization. The analysis supports informed decision-making by helping organizations determine the most effective approach to meeting supply requirements while balancing operational capabilities and financial performance. One of the most important considerations in a make versus buy analysis is whether the activity represents a core competency. A core competency is a distinctive capability that provides competitive advantage and differentiates an organization from its competitors. Activities that directly contribute to strategic success are generally retained internally because outsourcing them may weaken organizational capabilities and reduce competitive differentiation. Determining whether an activity is truly core requires evaluating its contribution to business strategy, customer value, and market position. Organizations should carefully assess whether transferring responsibility to an external provider could result in the loss of valuable knowledge, expertise, innovation capability, or customer relationships that support long-term success. Core competencies must be evaluated relative to competitors rather than solely through internal perceptions. An organization may believe it performs a function exceptionally well, but if competitors can deliver the same capability at lower cost or higher quality, the activity may not represent a true competitive advantage. Effective analysis, therefore, incorporates feedback from customers, industry experts, suppliers, and other stakeholders to reduce internal bias. Market scanning and benchmarking help determine whether the organization possesses unique capabilities that justify internal investment. When a capability is not currently a core competency but has strategic potential, management must evaluate whether developing the capability internally will provide sufficient long-term value to justify the required investment. Organizations frequently choose to contract out portions of supply through outsourcing, offshoring, or nearshoring arrangements. These strategies can provide access to specialized expertise, lower labor costs, improved flexibility, expanded capacity, and faster market entry. Offshoring may offer advantages such as favorable tax structures, lower production costs, and access to international markets. However, contracting decisions also introduce risks, including longer lead times, increased transportation costs, communication challenges, regulatory complexity, quality concerns, and reputational exposure. Organizations remain accountable to customers regardless of who performs the work, making supplier oversight, compliance monitoring, and risk management essential components of any outsourcing or offshoring strategy. After deciding to source externally, organizations must define sourcing requirements and timing expectations. Sourcing requirements include technical specifications, quality standards, service expectations, volume requirements, delivery schedules, and performance objectives. Establishing these requirements early in the sourcing process helps organizations identify suitable suppliers and avoid misunderstandings during implementation. Timing considerations are equally important because delivery, lead times, inventory availability, production schedules, and customer demand patterns directly affect supply chain performance. Supply market research, supplier evaluation, and procurement planning are conducted to ensure that sourcing decisions align with operational needs and strategic goals. Well-defined requirements improve supplier selection and overall sourcing effectiveness. Total cost of ownership (TCO) is a comprehensive financial evaluation method used to assess the complete cost of acquiring, operating, and maintaining products, services, or supply chain capabilities. Rather than focusing solely on purchase price, TCO includes landed costs, process change costs, and ongoing ownership costs. Landed costs may include transportation, customs duties, inventory carrying costs, outsourcing expenses, and monitoring activities. Process change costs involve supplier qualification, implementation, training, and system integration. Ongoing costs include maintenance, quality failures, warranty claims, sustainability obligations, and reputation impacts. TCO provides a more accurate assessment of supply chain alternatives than price-based comparisons alone. TCO analysis is a powerful tool for justifying investments in supply chain improvements because it evaluates long-term economic trade-offs across the entire supply network. A sourcing option with higher initial costs may ultimately generate lower total costs through reduced inventory, improved quality, better service, or lower operational risks. TCO helps organizations identify globally optimized solutions rather than departmental cost reductions that may increase overall expenses. Advanced analytical models, dashboards, and decision support systems often incorporate TCO principles to support strategic decision-making. When properly applied, TCO enables organizations to justify investments in infrastructure, technology, supplier relationships, and network design that improve efficiency, resilience, customer service, and long-term profitability.